Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Can it get any worse? Seriously, can this season get any worse? This is certainly a game today that before the game, we were looking at and thinking there's a possibility that we could get something out of this game. If we are going to stay up, we're going to have to try and get points from these games, be them away from home, be them at home. These are the games that we're going to have to get points from. So up to now, we've lost to Palace at home. Fair enough. The squad wasn't assembled, but at the same time, that's a game that you should be banking on 3 points for. Everton, we dropped 2 points, even though, yeah, they were probably the better team. But that's another one that you should be looking to try and win. Luton beat them. Who else have we lost to? Obviously, we've lost to Fulham today. We drew with Forest. Oh, no, sorry, we lost to Forest. Should have drawn against Forest. It's not good enough. It's just not. And don't get me wrong, I would like to see Hecky in a job all season. I just think that he's the right man for the job, the right man to take us back up if we go down. But the pressure is mounting on Hecky. And if he gets replaced, like 8 games without a win, 8 games, 7 defeats. Any other team, maybe other than Luton, maybe not Burnley because you can't get rid of Vinny Company, apparently. They'd be pressing the panic button right now. So it could happen. It could happen tonight. It could happen tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tonight or tomorrow, it's probably because it's probably not going to happen. And we'll probably wait after the international break and then maybe lose a couple more, and then he probably will go then. I just think that unless something drastically changes, which I can't imagine it's happening or it's going to happen, we're going to go down with a record points, lowest points total. I'm not saying Derby. I think we'll win a few games this season, but we're probably not even going to get as many points as the last time Hecky was the manager of Sheff United in the Premier League. 23. That seems like a mile away right now. We've got 1 point from 8 games. We've got 30 to go. Yeah, we've got 30 to go. We've almost done a quarter of the season and we've got 1 point. What are we going to do? Because, yeah, obviously, before we get onto the game, let's talk about the thing that actually matters. The fact that Chris Basham looks like his career could be done. Now, we all know Bash. We all know his determination. We all know that Bash will not give up his footballing career without a massive, massive fight. But that is a horrendous injury that he suffered today. It looked horrible from every angle. You could see straight away what he'd done. He'd gone over on his ankle and it looks massively, massively broken. It was bleeding as well, so it looked like it could have gone through the bone. So, yeah, a really, really horrible thing to happen to a club legend. He just isn't. He's in his 10th year, I believe, or 9th, coming into 10th. I think it's his 10th because I'm pretty sure it'll be his testimonial year. And that's another thing, because if Bash can't play in his own testimonial, that'll be devastating. So, yeah, but it's horrible, and we all wish you the best, Bash. He gave a wave. I've just seen on Twitter. He gave a wave as he was leaving the ground or taking round the ground to the Blades fans with his green pen that he was sucking on, because of obviously the pain must have been horrible thing to go through. And the thing is, it was the opposite end of the ground, or opposite from all the can't even speak. The everything where all the managers are and stuff like that. I've lost my mind, to be fair. I've had a couple of drinks, but at the same time, like, my mind is just scrambled. My head is just scrambled. It feels like the second season in the Premier League, and I know that's probably because we're losing so many games, but I'm being taken back to that moment of last season where we could not win a game of football. And we looked, the thing is, at least then we actually looked like we were close to getting something from games. We just struggled with that final end product. but we've scored some goals this season. We're just conceding absolute shockers week in, week out. So last little bit, yeah, all the best to Bash. Hopefully it's not as bad as what it looked. But yeah, it certainly looked bad. It looks like he's going to be out for the season. And that'll take us nicely or badly onto talking about this game because, yeah, that's Egan out for a while. That's Basham out for a while. And that just leaves us with 3 centre backs to play in 3 centre back roles. So maybe that will push Heke into going 4 at the back and trying to change something up a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. Shocking injury to Bash. And yeah, we're going to have to move on and see where we go from here. But let's talk about the first 11 first and foremost. I honestly didn't think he'd play Trusty. It's the first time I've really seen Trusty get, well, he got 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes today. So it was nice to see him get a little bit of game time under his belt. Did not see Robinson being dropped, to be honest. I don't know why that happened. And he brought Bash in, but I thought he was going to play Bash at right centre back, Enel in the centre, and Robinson at left centre back. But obviously brought Trusty in, brought Basham in because obviously, yeah, from the last game, Egan he's not playing. He brought Norwood back in, which he must have been watching Ollie's video because that's exactly what Ollie told him to do. And he came back in. And I know loads and loads of people are going to disagree with me here, but I thought Norwood had a pretty steady game. And I think he broke things up quite nicely. I think he played okay with Vinny Souza. I'm not saying he had an absolutely fantastic game, but he did all right. And he retained the ball quite well, didn't give the ball away cheaply. I thought Vinny Souza had one of his poorer games. No idea why Gus Harmer got brought off. He wasn't having his best game, but was anybody on that pitch having their best game? Probably not. But for me, Gus Harmer is our best player, bar none. And he gets brought off. I think it was at 2-1. Let's go through the game. God. So at halftime, it was 0-0. Fulham were absolutely all over us. We had 0 shots. That's just shots. Not shots on target, shots. We barely got anywhere near their goal. And when we did, we kind of got ushered out wide or we passed it backwards. Yeah, nothing to shout about in the first half. Really, really disappointing. What else happened for us in the first half? Trusty put in some good blocks, but Fulham were just running through us at will. It was mostly down the wings, quick 1-2s behind us. Constantly Bogle were getting caught on that right-hand side, just ball played past him and then someone crossing the ball into the box. I can't remember who it was in the box at the time, but Trusty got across. Really, really good block early on. In the 19th minute, Willian went through one-on-one, but Wes made a fantastic save. It was straight at him, but my annoyance at that break was because Enel got pushed in the back, and Enel wasn't even looking, so he didn't have a chance to kind of shore his body up to try and expect somebody to kind of charge through his back. Well, that's a foul. That is just a foul, and again, it goes back to that long goal thing of referees not playing the game. And something like that, when he's not looking and he can't brace for someone to go through the back of him, he gets that in the back and he goes forward like that. And the referee gives absolutely nothing. Willian goes through one-on-one. If that goes in the back of the net, I am furious about that. But we've got more things to talk about, more pressing things to talk about. I just wrote Fulham. Loads of chances because I'm just sick of seeing the ball played down the wings and then into the box. And then I think it was Pereira at one point, just on the stretch, knocks the ball over the bar from kind of like a half volley, if you like. But he's in the middle of the box on his own, isn't he? It's just shocking. They came in from both angles because that one came in from our left, their right, and that was Luke Thomas. And I thought Luke Thomas was really poor today, to be honest. And actually, Larouci was a breath of fresh air when he came on. He really was, and obviously created the goal. But we're into half-time thinking, actually, we've been hammered here in this first half, and it's still 0-0. So if we can come out in the second half, put in a bit more effort, press them a lot more, I was going to say press them and keep and keep that high line, but we were getting done round the sides, not really over the top, but round the sides all the time. I wanted us to go into this game defensively, shore it up, make sure we don't concede, and try and nick a goal. That's pretty much what we did the season before last when we went to Fulham and Illiman scored that incredible goal. We defended like our life depended on it. We just aren't doing that this season. We are not defending like our lives depend on it. We're just getting passed through so easily. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying that we should have gone to Fulham and hammered them. Not at all. Because if you look at their side, if you look at their players, not even thinking about who's injured, who's not, whatever, looking at their side, when they've got Harry Wilson sat on the bench, coming on towards the end, hitting the post as well, great strike. He would be one of our best players. He would be starting week in, week out for us. And Fulham are bringing him on because they've got Willian, Deco Dover Reed. I can't remember who else they got up front, but it was just and Anthony Robinson on that left-hand side, constantly getting down there and getting fantastic balls into the box. We just got absolutely hammered for the most part in this game. However, in the 47th minute, this could have been 1-0 Blades because we get a corner, brilliant corner on McBurney's head. It reminded me so much of the one against Everton where Pickford pushed it onto the bar because he managed to lose his man really well. I've got to say, really well from McBurney to lose his man. But he heads it straight at Leno. Literally, it couldn't have been more straight. If Leno had said to McBurney, will you just head that back to me, please? So just like if it's in training, so just head that back to me. He wouldn't have been able to head it as straight as that. I'm sorry. I love McBurney. I think McBurney's been fantastic last season, and I think he's been really good this season. So I'm just having a bit of a laugh because if I don't laugh, I will cry. Very much so. So yeah, that was a big chance for us. That's probably the biggest chance for us of the game, obviously, even more than the goal because we didn't score it. But yeah, headed it straight at Leno. Devastated about that one. It would have been nice if it had even kind of made him make a save, but it wasn't really a save, was it? It was straight into his hands. And in the 53rd minute, this is where Fulham go 1-0 up. Some fantastic passing in kind of their own half on the left-hand side. It's sort of left back. We lost the ball. And then a quick few lovely little bits of passing, and they were away. Trusty didn't get close enough to his man. He gets it flicked on. I think it was Pereira going down the left-hand side. A fantastic ball into Deco Dover Reed, who passes it past Wes. He had so much space and so much kind of goal to aim at because I've watched it back and I'm thinking, I thought Wes could have saved that, obviously. But Wes gives him so much room at this side because he's going to dive that way. He's giving him that room to try and say to him, go that way, I'll go that way and save it. But he's giving him that room. So Wes has obviously dived that way and he's just hit it the other side. And not sure whether it's gone to his legs or what because it looked really close to Wes. But no, it goes 1-0 Fulham, and I'm thinking there's absolutely no chance of us coming back in this game. It felt very much like West Ham, like we've got absolutely no chance of scoring a goal because, we weren't very good going forward. And then Larouci comes on, and he looks lively, and he's like a little jackrabbit. He's all over the place. And yeah, that's great. And I've said this numerous times. Obviously, we've all said the same thing about Larouci, that he's shocking defensively. And Luke Thomas was probably a step up. But every time he's on the bench and we bring him on, he has some sort of it gives a bit of life to us, a bit of life to the I say midfield because it's mostly in the attacking his attacking game that makes us a bit more lively. So on that left-hand side, he's just like plays quick, nice 1-2s. And this is what happened. It got played through to him on the left-hand side. He puts a great ball into the box. Bogle can't quite get on the end of it. And Anthony Robinson stabs it into his own goal. So, yeah, really good work from Larouci down the left-hand side. I don't know why Bogle's in the box. I'm pretty sure it's Bogle in the box. I don't know where everybody else is, but yeah, Bogle's in the box. They were trying to stop it from being a goal, weren't they? Sending it to VAR, trying to stop it from being a goal for us. But yeah, unfortunately for Fulham and the referees, it got given as a goal, 1-1. And I'm thinking at this point, we can do this. We obviously you're going to be confident in your own team. You've got to be like, if you're not confident in your own team, who's going to be? So I'm thinking, do you know what? We can do this. We've been rubbish, but tails are up now. Let's see what happens. And then we go and lose it. Absolutely devastated. 4 minutes after that, though, we had such a big chance, such a fantastic chance. We did. Sorry, my computer just went a bit mad then. We had a really, really good chance. Archer wriggles his way down the left hand side, flicks the ball into the box. Great ball across the box. It just has a little bit too much on it, and it's just a bit too far in front of McBurney for him to finish the ball off into the back of the net and take us 2-1 up. That would have been fantastic, but that would have been 30, nearly 40 minutes left of the game. So definitely not confident that we could have seen that out. Just not. And then this is where it all goes wrong, to be perfectly honest. So Tom Kearney manages to get the ball after Cameron Archer messes about with it a little bit, has about 3 men round him. They take it off him. And then Tom Kearney shapes to hit the ball, slips. His left foot kicks it onto his right foot. And then for some unknown reason, from miles out, it manages to travel so far and it dips at the last minute, hits the crossbar, hits Wes on the back, and goes in the back of the net. Oh God! It just the thing is, we've rode a bit of luck this season with the Pickford effort hitting him on the back, but for the most part, we've had a lot of bad luck this season. We've been bad defensively, don't get me wrong, but we've had a lot of bad luck, and this is certainly bad luck. Because yes, Cameron Archer lost the ball in the midfield and he shouldn't have done, and he should have played the ball earlier. But at the same time, Tom Kearney is taking a shot from miles out. Even if he strikes this as sweet as he likes, he's still probably not scoring past Wes, because from that distance, it would have to be top bins, absolutely most powerful shot you've ever seen. But he hits this shot, or a massive deflection, but he hits this shot and it more or less deflects off his other foot, and yeah, just deceived Wes. And the thing is, even if Wes would have not touched that ball, it still hit the crossbar. It still come down. Could have still gone in. Who knows? But Wes has got to try and save that, especially as it looks like it's dipping in. It's the underside of the bar. And it's just really, really unlucky on Wes. And then the final goal, Willian cuts in on the right hand side, hits a shot, and it looks like Wes should do better. So he's kind of got really unlucky with the second goal, and then the third goal he probably should do better with. I'm not sure whether it was through bodies of people, because it looked like Trusty and it looked like Jack Robinson were kind of in front of him, but it's come kind of straight at him. It's hit with a lot of pace. Don't get me wrong, a lot of pace. Willian is a fantastic footballer, always has been, always will be. And he's pushed it into the side netting, and that's 3-1. It's devastating. It really is. Thank you everybody for being here. Over 200 people in the stream. I absolutely really appreciate it. Please make sure you pop a like before you leave this video. We're going to go into the comments in a second. I just want to tell you who I think came out of this game with a little bit of respect. I thought McBurney, it weren't his best game today. I think a lot of Fulham's quick passing got them going. But sometimes when it came up to McBurney, when it came up to Archer, it wasn't like killing the ball dead and passing it quick. It wasn't one-touch passing. McBurney, quite a lot of the time today, his one-touch passing is normally really good. And today it wasn't really on a couple of times. It was laying it off straight to their player, a little bit too light for our players, and we're losing the ball. I don't think he had a great game today, to be honest, McBurney, and obviously capped it off with that header going straight at Leno. I thought Trusty had an okay game, to be honest. I expected a little bit more from him. He looks a little bit immobile, if you like. Don't get me wrong, he's probably quicker than a lot of our players, but he kind of turns a little bit slow, and I don't know, but he's put in some really, really good tackles today. Lots of really good blocks. Probably one of our men of the match, shall we say, player of the match, how they like to say it these days. I thought LaRouche did okay when he came on. Thomas, one of his poorer games. Bogle, yeah, pretty poor defensively, in all honesty. I thought Anel didn't do too badly. Yeah, Jack Robinson did okay when he came on. I don't want to talk about Bash before that because obviously it's a terrible injury and yeah, I don't want to criticize a man that's not that I've got to criticize him because I don't think he had a terrible game before he got injured. But yeah, it's not nice to see. It's really not. Harmer, I thought Sousa had a poorer game than usual. I thought Norwood did okay. I thought Norwood was probably the best out of the three. Harmer did okay, but I'm saying Norwood the best out of the three because I'm probably used to more from Harmer and Sousa. And then the two strikers weren't really up to much today. Rian didn't really have much time. Or this. I just want to say this. This is going to be a bit of a rant. What winds me up right now is the fact that when we are losing a game of football, the other team quite often looks like they've got more chance of scoring than we have. We're chasing the game. We're trying to score goals. Even last season when we were winning games left, right, and centre, when we went 1-0 up or 2-1 up or 3-2 up or whatever, when there were one goal in the game, we sat back. Sheffield United, as a club, always seem to sit back. Whoever's the manager, maybe Chris Wilder in League One is an exception, but we just always seemed like every time we score a goal, we sit back and let the other team come on to us. And nobody does that to us in the Premier League. No one just sits back and lets us just come at them. So why do we do it? Like, we were 2-1 down in that game, and they had all the ball at the back. We've got Rhian Brewster, we've got McBurney just stood off. And don't get me wrong, McBurney will be shattered. He's been running all game. But we just stood there letting them pass the ball round the back. It winds me up because we should be pressing. Even if we go and concede another goal like we did anyway, at least we're pressing to try and force mistakes and try and get ourselves back into the game. It really winds me up. It really does. Anyway, let's get into the comments because I don't really want to talk about anything else. I've just ranted for ages. I do apologize. I really do because there'll be so many people in the comments of the video, of the live, that's just saying stop being so negative. But what have I got to be positive about? I want to hear what Philip Boyle's got to say. Colasawa is 100% correct. Our tactics have been rumbled by every manager, and Hecky does not know how to change. Our future is bleak unless action is taken now. We're so boring to watch. Yeah, let us know what you think about Hecky and what you think if he's going to get the boo or if you think he should stay on. Let us know what you think in the comments. One thing that I will massively disagree with Carlos Saba is the fact that he said, I would much rather be struggling in the Premier League than being the kings of the Championship. Now, I understand where he's coming from. You are playing against the best players in the world week in, week out. It's great to watch these players come to Bramall Lane, but I go to watch football to see us win games of football, to see us score goals. Football is an entertainment business. Oh, it's supposed to be. Most football fans don't really enjoy watching football or watching themselves because most of the time when you're watching football, if you're winning, you're worried that you're going to concede and not win. If you're losing, you're depressed anyway because you're losing. And if you lose the game, it's horrible. If you win the game, brilliant. But in the Premier League, you're not going to win that many games unless you're a top six side or unless you've gone on a fantastic run. You're not going to win loads of games in the Premier League. And you know what? Call me old-fashioned, but I like to see my team score goals and win games of football. I would love that to be in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong. I would love it. But there's no way that I want to see my team struggle because it's so horrible to watch. Like, in that second season under Chris Wilder, when we were losing game after game, we were doing watch-alongs. Me and Hal were doing watch-alongs. And I just hated it. It was just horrible. Obviously it was COVID as well, but you're just losing game after game after game. And it's our release going to watch football, even watching it on the TV. It's our release. It's our, I don't want to say religion because I'm not that sort of person, but It's what we like to go and do in our spare time. So why the hell would you want to watch your team lose week in, week out or struggle week in, week out? It just winds me up. It really does. And people who say that they'd rather see us lose games in the Premier League week in, week out than win games in the Championship, I don't know what they do for fun, because that is not fun for me. Watching us lose week in, week out is not fun for me. It's just not. And if anyone says that it is, that they're silly sausages. Top stuff, Sheff United Way, having a show where all fans can express their opinions while other channels hide away in their echo chamber for members only. Shows who the true fans are. Thank you very much. We're always going to do this. Always. We've done this for like 4 years, 5 years, something like that. You've had a match reaction to every league game for probably 4 years. We put so much effort into this channel. So I really, really do appreciate when people say things like this, because this channel's not going anywhere. If we go down to League Two, if we go down to the National League, this channel's not going anywhere. We probably won't. We might lose a bit of love for it. As I've just said, we don't like to see our teams lose, but we're still going to be here. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Andy John Lawrence is saying tactics wrong, heck you out. Let us know what you think the tactics should be, guys. That's not me being pedantic or whatever. I just want to know what other people feel like we should do, because obviously it isn't working. You're absolutely right. The tactics were wrong. Maybe the personnel's wrong. Maybe we've just not got the players. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. But yeah, it is what it is. Best thing today was Asaba losing it on radio. Imagine if we had that passion on the field. I did not hear that on the radio, I will be honest. But yeah, it's great. It's great, but it's supposed to be professional at the same time, isn't it? Radio Sheffield. These are the channels where you can get away with saying things like that, not BBC Radio Sheffield. But yeah, I get it. 1 point from a possible 24. Time for a change. Wow, Mark. 1 point from 24. I've not done the maths. 8 times 3 must be. Is that 20? Yeah. Yeah, it's right, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry. sorry. I didn't mean to say that you've got poor maths, Mark. I really didn't. I apologize for that. But it just sounds horrible, doesn't it? 24 points we could have got, and we've got 1. Disappointing result. If only we had a full squad of Chris Basham's hunger, resilience, quality. Get well soon, Bash. Absolutely. And do you know what? If Bash never plays for Sheff United again, that's horrible. But at the same time, just want him to get better, because Bash has been such a legend and given us some of the best times. Eamon saying Hecky should go and we are useless. Fair enough. Julie, devastated for Bash. Every time the lightning of bad luck strikes, CW is with Billy, though. So could it be? Well, Billy's certainly not coming back, is he? But yeah, I can't say that Chris Wilder isn't, because he doesn't have a job, and there's a lot of pressure on Hecky. So I'm not saying he's coming back, but obviously it's possible. Billy's in a contract with LA Galaxy, so it's not as possible. Have to accept it that the Blades are in a relegation dogfight. Whoa, Michael Brown, you've only just realised that the Blades are in a relegation dogfight. I'm only joking. I'm joking. But we're in a dogfight from minute one, weren't we, of this season? The standard of the Premier League has increased since the Blades were in the Premier League. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. So much more difficult. If you had that Chris Wilder side, I still think would have done well. The first season in the Premier League, I mean, under Chris Wilder, but we certainly wouldn't have finished where we did. And I do think that we were kind of flirting with the top 6 for a while, probably because a lot of other clubs weren't that good at that time. But we were certainly really, really good. Phil is still talking about Bash's injury. Sickening, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Justin Tom Davis also out for months. Really? Oh, God, it just can't get any worse, can it? Can't get any worse. get Allardyce in. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. I really do. I'm struggling tonight, to be perfectly honest. I've been having to go at my wife, been having to go at my son for being a little bugger. And yeah, I've been having to go at everyone. So yeah, I'm not in a good mood. I don't think any of us are really. And yeah, it's bad time. So I really appreciate these comments. I really do. Feel sorry for Bash. Hope he gets well soon and makes speedy recovery. Gaza is saying Anel terrible this season. Yeah, we are pathetic. Yeah, it's embarrassing now. He has to go. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are saying that, and it is embarrassing. It really is. The prince has to go, not Hecky. That's what Julian Bell is saying. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Yeah, I think the prince is obviously looking to sell. It's still not. We've not heard anything about it for a while, so let's see. Let's see. Love Ollie. Oh wait, that's Ollie McBurney, isn't it? Yeah, still love Ollie McBurney. I had in my head that you love Beastly Ollie, but yeah, we all love Beastly Ollie. Our leading scorer is joint between Harmer and own goal. Oh, is that true? I can't even remember the last time there were an own goal this season. But yeah, it must be. If you're saying it's Scott, it must be. I'm not going to challenge anyone else after my maths escapade just before. Keep Hecky, but bring in Warnock. A couple of people have said that. Not sure how I feel about that, but let's move on. Get Warnock in, as in a weird kind of caretaker manager. A weird caretaker manager. Give it Warnock until end of season. Is that what people are saying? Dean Smith or Lampard? No, neither of those two. Sorry, Matt, but that's not for me, mate. That's not for me. He's got no intention of selling the club until all parachute payments are pocketed. Wake up and smell the coffee. I disagree with that. I know that the Prince is very, very, very much invested in United and absolutely loves the club. He just does. He actually does. So I understand people are saying that, but I absolutely know that that's not the case. I'm still live, you know. That's my wife and my son walking through the door. Hello. Yeah, Lampard, that is not for me. That is really not for me. And he'll want a lot of that, won't he? He'll want a lot of that. Go on, go out, Louis. Oh dear, I've never had that before. Never had intruders on the live stream before. I'm gonna try and go. Oh, Nick Montgomery. Oh, someone said Nick Montgomery. Oh my god, definitely. Nick, stop waffling. We were disgraceful and embarrassment to Sheffield. What did I say wrong? What I have when I moan about us and people have a go at me for being too negative, and then I'm really, really negative all this video, and then someone said that we were disgraceful and embarrassing. Stop waffling. What positive things have I said in this video? That is incredible. That is incredible. I don't know, but we'll move on. We'll move on. Apparently, England are losing in rugby as well. I'm not really that bothered, to be fair. Nick Souza has been crap all season, too slow, never tracks a player. He is quite slow. He is quite slow. But I think the fact that we are bringing him in so late to the club, kind of like a few games in when he's had no preseason with us, is probably the reason why he's slow. But I don't think he's been bad this season. I really, really don't. Would be nice if it was actually a competition and we had a chance, but it feels like we're not even getting a look in. It did feel more of a competition earlier in the season, but not really recently, has it really? Let's be honest. Manager change, more people on about manager change. Hal, feel free to donate to the channel. Every little helps. Well done, Hal. Well done. Doing God's work. And if anyone wants to donate, you're also doing God's work. Sod Warnock and Sod Wilder. Well, this is the thing. My mate said to me, sent me a text before I went live and said, do you think Hecky needs to go? And I said, if there is somebody that the Prince thinks that can get a tune out of this team, I think we've got one of the worst teams in the Premier League. If there's someone out there who isn't too much money, wants to come to the club and wants to have a relegation on their seat, I'm joking. Who wants to come to this club, feels like they can offer us something more, yeah, maybe Hecky goes. But at the same time, who the hell is going to come in and want to do this job? We're not good enough. We're just not. We don't have enough quality. The players seem to be down on the luck, which obviously a new manager bounce could change that around. But it's all just really, really bad, isn't it? And who's going to want to really come in, especially with all the injuries? We've got 3 injured left backs, if you call Osborne a left back or left wing back. We've got two injured central centre. Sorry, an injured central centre back, an injured right centre back, and we've got an injured right wing back in George Bullock as well. We've got injuries in the midfield. Obviously, Fleck come back, which is great. We've got who else have we got injured? Probably more, and I can't think of them right now. Asula's injured as well, even though he's probably not going to get a game, but Asula's injured too. United World is an option separate to the club, and in my opinion, the price is right. It's less than 3 Spurs substitutes. Yeah. You're not wrong, Hal. You're not wrong. Awful. Ryan saying, agreed, mate. Agreed. Who would you bring in if Hecky goes? That's what I was just saying, mate. That's what I'm just saying. I don't have anything up here that people are going to clip that now. I don't have anything up here that suggests that we should. No, sorry. Let me start that again. There's nothing up here of any managers that I think will come in and take this job and do it better than Hecky. So that's the reason why I've not really got a dog in this fight. Because if he goes, fair enough, we're going to have to bring someone in. I don't know who that is. If he stays, I've got no answers. I don't know who we should bring in. I just don't right now. What managers will come in and do a good job? Who knows? Pickford own goal. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Ash. That was the own goal. And we've scored an own goal today as well. 2 own goals in the game. We can't go on like this. We need a win. Kelly, you're absolutely right. I'm nearly towards the end of the comments, guys. So thank you very much for sticking with us. Sod Sheffield, we're United. Okay. Heck you out, please. Kelly is saying, yeah. Aggregate joint top own goal joint top goal scorer. Yeah, shocking. It really is. Monte, more calls for Monte. Don't worry, Nick. Next season we'll be scrapping 1-0, 2-0s against Cardiff and Bristol City. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we get winning games of football and I'll enjoy it again. Not Potter. I don't think he will fit, and I think actually he won't too much money, Potter. He really will. And he won't want to come to a team that are likely to get relegated. He's done a really good job for himself at Brighton. Not so much at Chelsea, but he probably deserves a better job than Sheffield United right now. Right, I think we should leave it there. I'm done. I've rambled on for 37 minutes. I've done the Jimmy thing. I've done the rambling. So yeah, I'm sure Jimmy will be doing a video very soon, so go out and check that out. I've spoke for 37 minutes. I do apologize. I've been ranting for a while. So let us know in the comments right now what you think to this, how you think we can come out the other side, whether you think that Hecky is the man for the job still, or whether you think we should press not the panic button, but press the button and get rid of him. And let me know who you want if that is the case. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you very, very soon.